A camera the size of a matchbox, clipped to a uniform. A small device with the power to record an entire shift. Every traffic stop, every interaction, every escalation, every de-escalation. In a single decade, this small piece of technology has become one of the most consequential additions to modern policing. Welcome to Chapter 11 of Crime Science, Wearable Technology. In this chapter, we examine how body-worn cameras have transformed the relationship between law enforcement and the communities they serve, the evidentiary, power they bring to investigations, and the ethical and operational challenges their adoption has created. Body cameras are the most prominent application of wearable technology in law enforcement today. Worn discreetly on uniforms, they record audio and video of officer interactions with the public, capturing pivotal moments with a level of objectivity that no human observer could match. What began as a discretionary tool used by a few departments has become a central component of contemporary policing. The benefits begin with behavioral change. The presence of a body camera serves as a deterrent for officers and for civilians alike. Officers, knowing their actions are recorded, are more likely to adhere to departmental standards and best practices. Civilians, recognizing that an impartial observer is documenting the encounter, are more likely to moderate their own behavior. The result is a measurable reduction in use of force incidents and a stronger emphasis on de-escalation. Body cameras also create a continuous feedback loop for professional development. Officers can review their own interactions, reflect on their decision-making, and identify areas for improvement. Departments can use this footage for training, internal review, and the cultivation of a stronger culture of accountability. But the most significant impact of body cameras may be in the evidentiary domain. In contemporary criminal justice, body camera footage has emerged as a powerful investigative tool. The recorded audio and video provide an unfiltered, time-stamped account of events as they occurred, capturing not only what was said, but how it was said, including facial expressions, body language, environmental conditions, and background sounds. This footage allows investigators to reconstruct sequences of events with remarkable precision. It can confirm or contradict witness statements, exposing patterns of agreement and divergence between testimony and visual evidence. It can clarify the situational factors that shaped an officer's split-second decisions, particularly in use of force incidents. And it provides credible, reliable evidence in legal proceedings, strengthening both the integrity of the judicial process and the credibility of law enforcement agencies. Body cameras have also become an instrument of public trust. By demonstrating a willingness to be observed, agencies signal a commitment to transparency. Communities are more likely to perceive officers as acting reasonably and responsibly when there is a verifiable record of their conduct. Misunderstandings can be clarified. Disputed encounters can be reviewed with shared evidence rather than competing memories. In departments where body cameras have been deployed thoughtfully, citizen complaints have declined. Yet the implementation of body cameras has also surfaced significant challenges that require careful management. The first is privacy. Body cameras inevitably capture footage of people who are not the focus of the police interaction: bystanders, family members, victims, witnesses. Achieving a balance between accountability and privacy requires clear policies governing when cameras must be activated, when they should be deactivated, and what protections apply to those incidentally recorded. The second is data management. Body cameras generate enormous volumes of video. A single department equipped with cameras may produce terabytes of footage every week. Storing this data securely, retrieving it efficiently when needed, redacting sensitive information, and complying with retention requirements demands substantial infrastructure and ongoing investment. For smaller agencies, the costs of data management often exceed the cost of the cameras themselves. The third is selective recording. Cameras can be turned off. They can fail. They can be repositioned. Without strict policies on activation, body cameras can produce gaps in the record at exactly the moments when documentation matters most. Clear protocols, automated triggers, and accountability mechanisms are essential. The fourth is perspective. Body cameras capture a single point of view: the officers. The angle of the camera, the position of the subject, the lighting and motion of an encounter all shape what the footage shows. Footage, no matter how objective it appears, is not the complete truth of an event. It is one carefully positioned window into it. Beyond these operational challenges, body cameras raise deeper ethical and legal questions. Where exactly does transparency end and surveillance begin? vulnerable individuals. Victims of domestic violence, children, witnesses to crimes may be recorded in moments of profound distress. Their consent is rarely possible to obtain in the moment. Their privacy must be protected after the fact through redaction, access controls, and clear restrictions on the use of recorded material. The risk of misuse is real. Body camera footage, if leaked or improperly accessed, can cause serious harm to innocent people. Strict access controls, audit trails, and accountability systems must protect this material from being weaponized, whether against civilians, against officers, or against the integrity of investigations themselves. Successful implementation of body cameras depends on a comprehensive, coordinated approach. Several best practices have emerged. Clear policies must define when cameras are activated, when they may be deactivated, and how recorded footage is handled. Officers should not be left to interpret these rules in the moment. Strategic activation rules, such as automatic recording during traffic stops, domestic incidents, and use of force events, establish predictable protocols. Robust data management systems must handle the storage, organization, retrieval, and redaction of footage. Cloud-based infrastructure, encryption, and structured cataloging by event type, date, and location are essential. Comprehensive officer training must cover both the technical operation of the cameras and the ethical considerations surrounding their use. Scenario-based training prepares officers to make sound decisions about activation, deactivation, and the handling of sensitive situations. Active community engagement builds public understanding and trust. Open communication about body camera policies, transparent disclosure of how footage is used, and ongoing dialogue with community leaders and advocacy. Groups all strengthen the legitimacy of the program. Accountability mechanisms, including supervisory review, internal audits, and clear reporting channels for policy violations, ensure that body cameras fulfill their intended purpose rather than becoming another source of unchecked authority. Finally, policies must remain flexible. Body camera technology is evolving rapidly, and so are public expectations and legal standards. Periodic policy reviews, ongoing legal consultation, and willingness to incorporate feedback keep these programs aligned with both operational realities and democratic values. Looking ahead, several emerging technologies will reshape body cameras in the coming years. Real-time analytics will allow body cameras to perform onboard processing, alerting officers to potential threats, flagging unusual behavior, and providing relevant contextual information as situations unfold. Automatic event detection will trigger recording in response to specific conditions, such as the acoustic signature of gunshots, sudden movement, or particular gesture patterns. These systems ensure that critical events are captured even when officers are unable to manually activate their cameras. Integration with broader law enforcement systems, computer-aided dispatch, geographic information systems, records management will create a unified data network that improves situational awareness and decision-making. Artificial intelligence and machine learning will assist with the analysis of large video archives, identifying patterns, anomalies, objects, and behaviors that would be impractical to detect through manual review. AI will also support automated redaction and categorization, easing the data management burden. Body camera footage is even being incorporated into virtual reality training simulations, allowing officers to practice de-escalation and decision-making in immersive environments built from real-world scenarios. AI-driven analysis of officer interactions will support personalized feedback, identifying communication patterns and areas for professional growth. Wearable technology has already changed law enforcement. Body cameras have made police work more transparent, more accountable, and in many cases more effective. They have created a record where there was once only memory and dispute. But they have also created vast archives of sensitive footage that demand careful management and strong ethical guardrails. The future of wearable technology and crime science depends on continued innovation paired with continued responsibility, using these tools to strengthen the relationship between law enforcement and the public, while protecting the privacy, dignity, and rights of the people they record. In our next chapter, we move from the technology officers where to the technology used to follow money through criminal networks, as we explore financial investigation tools.